Welcome back to the Coral Sea. Last episode, guys, we left you right as we were kind of anchoring up in this beautiful, beautiful water out off the east coast of Australia. We parked on up after our night sail and were definitely quite tired and quite pooped. We had some little granddad naps and then we were just really keen to get in the water, so we weren't messing around. Straight into the water and straight into exploring and straight to kind of see what's out here. This water is just, even more beautiful than what I remember from last time. So have a look, enjoy the video, and enjoy. Cool stuff to come.
Alrighty, that was so sick. That was so worth the afternoon. I said to Corey, I was like, let's go to the wall last minute. And he was like, no, it's too late, it's too late. I was like, stop it, we'll go anyway. So worth it. Super clear. So many big fish, big schools of fish, big MSP. We're going to try and dive that tomorrow. I think an hour before high tide. If it's not popular, that's shallow. Very shallow. So I think we might try and dive that spot tomorrow, probably an hour before the high tide, and then we'll try again an hour before the low tide, and do some big like blue water drifts, like go out 200 meters off the wall and just drift along it. And maybe even try the point that's really close to the point of the wall, where hopefully there'll be a low the pressure point in the corner. We'll see, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll have a look. Stay tuned.
Alrighty, dude.
It's like phone's sitting again. So that's day one of being out here. Day two of the trip.
Day two of the trip.
Out here. So beautiful. It's a lot better out here, surprisingly, than Flinders. Without a doubt. Flinders Reef wasn't as fishy for some reason. The coral in there was a lot more dead. I don't know if this reef's a bit more protected, kind of the way that it's laid out, but yeah, there's a lot more fish life, a lot more coral life. We had a nice little look at the wall this afternoon, kind of right on sunset about an hour ago, and it's looking really good for the doggies tomorrow. So that's going to be, we wake up tomorrow, get the coffee and start chasing doggies. That's the plan. We're going to have a little night kip in a minute with the sun going down, a bit of fish curry and maybe some cards, and then nice early to sleep tonight. So we just sat through that big storm this morning, and it's finally kind of starting to pass now. It's about 9:30 in the morning. That storm's starting to kind of blow over. The sun's starting to come back out. So we're gonna make a big breakfast of champions, and then once this tide drops a little bit, we'll be able to get in the water. It's a bit swelling now, so hoping the tide will drop, and then behind the back of the reef, the back of the wall should be nice and flat. So hopefully we can get in there with a flasher and try and chase some doggies. But big brekkie first, and then we're on.
Ready to start the day, do some diving. Plans change, but we'll see how we go.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Keen?
Keen as.
Good. So for anyone that's interested in knowing what gear we're running, we've got a Ocean Hunter float here with a flasher attached to it that we kind of drop down into the water and helps attract the fish and bring them in nice and close enough to shoot. And then on a second Ocean Hunter float here, we've got a float attached to a float line which goes all the way down to our gun. And that's just so the fish can run. That's kind of clipped on, so once we shoot, it goes from there. So fingers crossed we can get something. Yeah. I was in the middle of taking a piss. I literally was like half out, and I was like, "Oh shit, doggy!"
I already diving down, and I hear you like yelling at me underwater. What the fuck's going on?
Oh well. I think that's the one shot down for that guy. So we thought it was reefed, but there's no wear anywhere else along the line. It's just a clean snap. And when you lay it out along the gun, it's literally right at the spear. So either it's chafed where it ties to the spear, or I don't think the knot's come on. I think it's just chafed at the spear and snapped it. Just a clean snap. Well, it definitely unlucky. Definitely put the gear to work, that's for sure. Are we gonna try and make something else work tomorrow?
Start again.
Start again.
What do you reckon?
It's pretty underwhelming when you watch the playback. No, it was so close to having it.
So close to having it.
Yeah.
Good shot, just gear failure, really.
Good job.
Just have a look now. We had a look and it's that's the line going in right there. Oh well, next time.
Next time.
Tomorrow morning.
With a different gun.
With a different gun, because that spear's gone now, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
We've got no other shafts to fit it, so.
Here's what it is.
So our game plan tomorrow, we're gonna see how we go in the morning, and if the weather's looking okay, we'll go try that high tide in the morning. Try and go to the same spot we just had that doggy. And then there's 2 shipwrecks kind of way up in the corner of the reef here that have some pretty cool history behind them. So we're gonna try and go down there and get a bit of a hunt around and a look around and see what they look like. Maybe try and get the drone up. And then come back in the afternoon, have another crack at the doggies and see how we go. Sweet. Cheers to ocean living, health and fat doggies.
That's it.
Righto, we've done that morning dive and we just got back and had a big breakfast, and now it's time for shipwreck hunting. There's 2 big shipwrecks down here that are kind of sticking up out of the water with some pretty cool history about them. So we're going to have a look, see if we can fly the drone and maybe find some treasures. See how we go.
Oh yeah, keep for it.
Oh yeah. Guys, to the Royal Navy steamship Atlas. Atlas was out on her maiden voyage in November of 1945. She was a 4,800 ton steamship that was cruising past Bougainville Reef, and there's not a lot of history about why, but they somehow managed to crash up well and truly onto the reef, and it's ever been there since. Thankfully there was no casualties with the wreck. Everyone got off safe. So when they sent a rescue mission over, like a rescue ship, up to get the guys on the boat, they launched their dinghy, they went alongside, and when they hopped on board they found the first mate and the captain arguing at each other. So then they quoted, "Drink was being indulged in a rather heavy way, so we couldn't get much sense out of them." So obviously they're having a bit of an argument about who crashed and whose fault it was, but everyone was safe, and yeah, the shipwreck's still there. The shipwreck's, as you can see, in awesome condition still. You can see the 3 large steam boilers, all fully intact, and major parts, like most parts of the steam engine, are still also intact. We came across quite a few other parts, like the rudder, the propeller, and just other kind of, the chain of the ship's still there. There's a bit of an anchor tucked away, and just, quite a cool thing to check out. Not something you see every day. So we spent a few hours exploring and trying to kind of put pieces of the ship back together, and yeah, it was a bit of fun. That was so sick. That was so cool. Fun little wreck to dive. We're gonna see how we go for time. There's another one further right at the end of the reef. We might even go dive that as well. Let's see how we go for time, whether today or tomorrow.
Oh yeah, found some treasures, hid some treasures, and no gold.
You got the little shark egg?
Yeah. This is the real treasure.
Little shark egg, something. Remember kids, always do your aqua ear.
And your baby wipes.
And your baby wipes. Look after that sinus. Ah.
What are we doing here?
So, since we lost that shaft yesterday with Corey's gun, that gun's out of action. We've got no more spare shafts. So, means we're gonna have to run my 1 meter roller, which I've used before, to kind of blue water sparing. But I'm just cranking the rubbers a bit tighter, and I'm changing over from my 6mm shaft. I've got a 7.5mm double flopper there, and we're going to rig it as a breakaway spear. So basically, we'll crank these rubbers tighter, and we'll rig it so that when we shoot, this line goes straight from the spear straight to the float, so there'll be no attachment to the gun. So basically, you fire, your gun's disattached, and then it's just fish, spear, straight to the float. Yeah, hopefully this gun's going to be big enough to get through some fish. I've used it before with heaps of wahoo and things, and it's been okay, but I guess we just got to shoot and find out, really. I'm going to crank this as much as we can, and we're just going to have a good look at it. We might even half load it on the gun, because I just want to check how much tension we can get on this gun before it starts kind of warping the spear or warping the barrel. The barrel shouldn't warp, but it's a pretty old gun, so it's hard to tell if it's going to be okay or not. But that's all we got, so we'll rig it up. We've got about 2, maybe 3 more days left, depending on the weather. We got a bit of a weather forecast from a friend last night, so we'll see how that kind of plays out in the next few days. But at least now, for now, we're just going to get in and just try and make the most of it. It's the plan. What's going on?
Getting ready for a little shoot. See if we can get some dinner.
Little afternoon dive.
Little afternoon dive.
Sweet.
It's been a long day. We're knackered, but time to shoot the fish.
Down by the sea, or play games with their feet. I never know how, but I know I'm breaking out. You see, I work hard, no vision.
What do we got here?
Goat fish. We were shooting these last time we were in Coral Sea, and they're so delicious. Normally back on the coast you don't get them very big, but out here they grow a lot bigger, so you can actually get some nice fillets off them. So he's going to be probably entree tonight, I reckon.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. Alrighty, so with a couple of weather updates, we will be heading back sooner than we thought. So
We're on a doggy run.
yeah, last run. We might have a chance tomorrow morning, but we're just going to see how we go with this weather. So it's the last real chance to have a crack at the doggy. We've got the second gun set up, and the tide's just changing now. So we're going to jump in kind of right after that tide change, just fingers crossed. Same time as yesterday. Yesterday we saw 2, and we shot the 3rd, I think. So fingers crossed. We've got some chum ready, we've got the flashes ready.
Juvenile me with my paper heart, create to the T, oh, end my suffering. I'd like to play a game, oh, it'd be too much shame. I've got some work to do, and every day's the same.
Fish gang.
Fish gang?
Fish gang.
I don't know. You already filmed me.
Yeah.
I had so many things to say now, also. So that dive this afternoon wasn't as good as the other days. It started off really nice. We first hopped in, there was big schools of barracuda, big schools of other fish kind of swimming around, and sturgeons. We had a green jobfish there with us for a while, and then one really big oceanic, probably the biggest oceanic we've seen so far. Thankfully, he stayed on the bottom, but we were getting excited. We're like, right, it's going to be the one. There's going to be doggies here for sure. We reset and did a second drift to the same wall, same spot, and it just shut down. We don't really know what it is. There's a big storm kind of brewing, so the sun started dying a bit earlier. So we don't know if kind of the sunlight affected it or what happened, but it just completely shut down, and that was kind of it. But we did that dive, and then we did one quick little lagoon dive on the way home, just to try and get a bit more dinner. Thankfully, with a nice little Robertson sea bream. These guys are probably, they're pretty up there for eating on the reef. They're quite tasty, really nice white flesh. It's koi. Saw it on the other side of the wall, on the other side of the bommy, and scared it over towards me. And it was kind of swimming away from him and didn't see me on top of it. And nice little shot right in the brain, kind of kill shotted it, nice and quick. So that'll be on the menu, in the fridge. Probably breakfast, I reckon, the way we're going.
Our worst fears ended up coming true, and we got a message from a friend on a sat phone with a weather prediction that we had some quite strong winds coming in the next 24 hours. So with that news, we decided it was time. We'd had enough time exploring the reef, and our safest bet was definitely to kind of get out of there and run back towards the Great Barrier Reef. So we waited for the next high tide, jumped over the reef and set sails. We had some beautiful conditions for the run home. Nice wind on the beam, anywhere from kind of 8 knots up to that 12, 13 knot range. We left nice and early in the morning, which meant we had all day to kind of enjoy the sun, and we did a bit of trolling for some fish. And then when the wind picked up in the afternoon, I had to get out and go for a foil. It was definitely a bit spooky getting out in 2,000 meters of water, but it was still a bit of fun. So I got the wing out and got the foil out and went for a bit of a play. This was definitely such an amazing trip, and it's just being out in the Coral Sea is a whole different experience to being out in kind of the local reefs off Australia. It's a lot more real and a lot more just wild, not seeing other boats for so long, and knowing you're so far away from the coast and so far away from being rescued. But it's why I do it, I guess. It's why, just that feeling of feeling alive and going out and chasing fish and finding things that people might not have found before. So thanks for watching along, guys. We're sailing back in towards Cairns and gonna hang here for a little bit, and hopefully I'll be doing a little solo trip soon. Give you guys a bit more of a rundown of the boat and give it a bit of a boat tour, and we'll see you guys soon. We finish this trip off with a nice crispy 4X gold and a tasty sunset. Thanks, guys.